And it creates a bit of an event. Everyone's like that. It's a name brand at this point. The whole Gotham logo. What else? We don't have a sneakers app. Yeah. Now that it's local, it's handled locally, you've actually got a chance. Hey, what up and welcome to another episode of Creased. And if you're a sneakerhead like me that likes to do their thing on a little thing called Nike ID, or Nike by You as it became known, flags are at half mast because here in Australia anyway, it's done. Like, it's a wrap. But there is a light at the end of the tunnel here because actually I'm gonna have to break it down a little bit more. But before we do that, let's go shopping.
Quality of it, nice. I might have changed my mind on these.
I've got to say I've been the biggest hater on the Air 4s, but the quality is insane. Like, personally, I wish it either had the red or the blue, but the materials on these are insane. They've been held back till July, but get a pair if you can. Nowhere at the start of April, Nike announces that Nike by You's done. Here in Australia, they're taking it away. They're also going to be doing a bunch of upgrades on the website. A lot of me wanted to like go in there and quickly get some Nike by You's done. I've been looking at the TNs and things like that. Then I was like, this is just buying into their trap. I know it. So I didn't. But I do like the Nike by You feature. I've been designing sneakers on Nike by You, or Nike ID as it used to be known, since I was a kid. Like, well before it was even available in Australia. This is probably one of my favorites I've ever done. Air Max 1 with... I did do a lace swap on these from Lace Space. If you need to swap out some laces, you need custom laces, Lace Space is the best place within Australia. No sponsor, no nothing. Just a good dude doing a good thing for the sneaker community. There's another one I did. Essentially, my idea was kind of like doing the Dior Jordan 1, but like on a dunk, and couldn't do a translucent sole, so I went with blue. I definitely have worn them. I don't really wear dunk lows often because they're not very comfortable. Might even chuck these to Vinnies, to be honest. And during all the hype of the pandas, I actually did like a luxury type panda. You got suede, nicer pebbled leather with the gum sole because I love a gum sole. Again, I don't really wear dunk lows that often. SB dunks are a little bit more comfortable for me. Obviously, they've got the Zoom air pocket. I might give these to Vinnies as well. I might skate them. I don't know. I could skate these.
Seven hours later.
I've definitely done more too, but I cannot find them. There's a specific pair of Air Force Ones that have been dying to wear at like a Bulldogs Grand Final or something like that. You get the picture. It's happening this year. 6 in a row, baby. But Nike by You is officially done in Australia. I'm not too sure about other parts of the world. For me, it seemed a little bit odd because it's essentially coming from the same factory. They set aside materials, everything pre-cut, and then they just make it to your preference. If it's shipping from the same place to here, or America, or the UK, or whatever, like, what's it matter? Hopefully they're just revamping it and we eventually get a Jordan 3 or a Jordan 1 or an Air Max LTD. I will take an Air Max LTD, but not long after it was back up. And I'm going to be honest, I couldn't really see much of a change. I couldn't see any like extra features on the app or the website. I couldn't see any new product, anything like that. I went over to the launch page, which is essentially the Australian version of sneakers because we don't have an app. If you're watching this from America, from the UK, anywhere else, we don't have a sneakers app yet. But when I went over there, there was no actual product yet, but the content was there. Now, throughout the pandemic, if you had watched all the little videos and interacted with the content, it actually boosts your chances of winning sneakers within their raffle system. And I used to watch everything because I'm just a sneaker nerd at heart. At the end of the day, like all of this, I'm just a regular guy that's a sneaker nerd. I love this. If I didn't, I wouldn't be doing it. But gradually, they have added sneakers. And when they did, like they dipped into a weird bag because they brought back the linen Air Force 1s, the Nina Chanel 3s. Then they had some random like Air Max DN8s and just random things, right? And they've also changed it to 9 AM because the biggest news coming out of this is our sneakers, our launch page is now local. It's handled local. Prior, it was handled by Europe, the European part of Nike. And I can't confirm, but it definitely feels like it. I feel like we were competing against various countries when we were doing it, rather than just having our own allowance for product and it's just Australia competing. Because you never really saw anyone winning. Like, I can't remember winning. I'm trying to think the last thing I won. I think it was like the Infrared 90s in 2020. And back then, like, I was able to generate early links, so I didn't really miss much on anything. I'm gonna have to relearn how to do all that, but 9 AM, handled local stock, content, everything like that. They brought the Utos back. They actually dropped at 9 AM this morning, and I completely forgot about them. Because I was home, I had nothing to do, I'm pretty sure I woke up around that time anyway, and I was just chilling in bed, but I completely forgot. I saw a bunch of people win, which basically plays on what I'm saying. Now that it's local, it's handled locally, you've actually got a chance. Now, is it a first come first serve? Is it a raffle system? I have no idea. If I'd actually been up and on the thing at 9 AM, I would have more information to give you, but I think it's going to vary from release to release. Obviously, the more hype stuff, you're going to get the raffle. If it's not, it's going to be that. But time will tell. The fact that it is being handled by local teams means it's a lot easier to adjust on the fly to make sure that it works and benefits local sneakerheads. But the $1 million question, will Australia get a sneakers app? It'd be nice. You know, you get the live streams, they show you all the sneaker content, everything like that. Like, I've seen what is part of it, and I think it would be cool, but I don't think it's necessary. I honestly feel like a lot of what they're doing is localized content, right? So it's based in America, it's coming from America. Everything pertains to that. They definitely tried at one point to, like, with certain drops, they did something called the drop-off, I think it was, where they drop it off to like different sneakerheads or celebrities or what within the world to make it feel like it was a worldwide type app, but it's essentially just American. So would they then create a whole bunch of content within Australia just for the sneakers app? I don't think it's viable, and if we're just going to have it being handled by Australian teams anyway, and it does work as well as I think it's going to work, I think the website's going to be fine. Is the app less tamper-proof? I don't know. still seems like people over in America aren't able to hit. You know what I'm saying? Even though they get a lot more product, they have the app, everything like that. The one thing I want to see, like, if we do get the app, would be things like they did for the SB4s over the weekend, where Eric Austin like posted something on Instagram, you clicked on it and like did like a scratch off thing, and then you got early access. I think the early access and things like that would be sick. They're the features that I want to see, but it doesn't necessarily need to be on an app, right? It can still be on the website. You could get it sent just through the Nike app. Like, I've always thought, in general, the whole having a separate app to deal with this made no sense. I mean, from Nike's point of view, they don't want their website crashing out when sneakerheads are trying to buy drops, when your average customer might just be trying to get some football boots or clothing or whatever. That's why it's separate, right? And it creates a bit of an event. Everyone's like that. It's a name brand at this point. The whole Gotham logo. Man, I think I'm changing my mind. Maybe I do on that, but I don't know. But the fact is, Nike is taking Australia a lot more serious than it used to. With everything that's happening in the world, and I will be doing a video on that soon. Maybe that's why. But this has been another episode of Creased. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. We got content on this page. We got content on the other one. And I'm about to be doing like some travel stuff too. So whether or not it'll be on the other one or I create a new one, I don't know. I feel like travel content is its own thing, and I should keep it that way. But I'm definitely always going to be doing sneaker content, and random stuff will be on the other YouTube accounts. But yeah, make sure you hit us up on Instagram. Get the follows up. Subscribe if you haven't. It costs nothing. Helps me. Comment down below. A lot of people like when I share stuff on Instagram or Facebook, they'll comment there, but the algorithm gets helped by the comments here. They're like, the same people will comment every week and help me out because they're amazing. Not that you aren't amazing, but you could be more amazing, couldn't you? I don't know. It all helps, man. We'll see you next week, or maybe later this week. You'll find out. Peace. There is a but there is a golden light to this. Golden light, what's the term? There we go. I should just start again.